Well. Happy New Year to everybody. We've not seen you since, so good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever in the world you may be. We are back for another edition of the Sunday Bunch here on SAFC Fan TV. We've got Emma and Terry joining us tonight. Emma, how's your day been?
Yeah, not bad. Took the Christmas decks down and watched the match. Bit of a chill Sunday.
Oh, our decorations have been down for weeks. Well, Karen just down there come. Terry, how's your day been?
Yeah, good. A bit of exercise this morning and then this afternoon just chilled up ready for the match.
Exercise, oh my God. Right, don't forget, of course, we are live, which means you can join us via the live chat. If you want to have your say already on there, Emma Hansen, whoever she is, what are you doing? Commenting, you're on the show, man. Peter Solkeld is on there as well. Evening all, good away point in the end. Tony Lee is with us. All right, Mungy and the team. Mickey Stewart there as well. Don't forget, if you do want to have your say, do it via the live chat. Don't forget, of course, we are sponsored by Wolf Competitions, our channel sponsor for the season. So there is a link to the website if you've not been on yet and won any money. Get yourself onto that site. I quickly want to start then with New Year's Day because since we last saw you, of course, we played Man City at home, 0-0 draw. Overall performance, Terry?
Yeah, I mean, before the game, I'd have taken a draw. I predicted a 0-0 draw, which I had a bet on it now. But I thought it was a really good battling, spirited performance. The lads did excellent. I thought they all, worked for each other, put 100% in. Even the players that came in, like Mienda, thought I did superb. Sirkin had a really good game. I thought that the defence was brilliant, and you're going to have to be against a good team like Manchester City. The top two, probably going to be champions, I would have thought, this season. I think Pip Arsenal. And I was worried that the home record could be under serious threat before the game started. But I tell you what, some defenders, we've got them, Ukele and Alderete in defence, absolutely brick shit houses, tremendous defensive display. And we kept them pretty much quiet, to be honest. It was really good.
Yeah, fair enough. So you predicted a 0-0, but you wasn't that confident enough to go and have a bet on it. So
I never back. That's one thing I never do, is back a score prediction. I probably should do, shouldn't I? Really, I should back what I predict, but I never do, never have done.
Well, you should, maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't.
I'll get 2-2 now, so I should, probably shouldn't I?
Yeah, on the chat down here, it says Ian Wilkinson says higher men and Emma. I think you're all right with higher men, actually, but that's all right. David Williams, good point down there as well. And Jeff says definitely 0. I do know what he's on about, but we won't go into that. Emma, overall performance against Man City?
I was very, very pleasantly surprised. I predicted that we would get beat 1-0, to be honest with you. I was expecting we to lose our home form against City, but we come out, we matched them basically. We turned up for a game of football and it was beautiful to see. It really was. And as what Terry said, the likes of Nordi and Alderete, they were just like outstanding. They had Haaland in their pocket the whole game. It was a beautiful game to watch, to be honest with you, Phil. We played, and it's what we want as a fan base, is to see our team go out and perform the way we did, especially against City.
I'd have to say, I'd go along to say it's probably the best 0-0 draw I've ever seen.
Yeah. All right then. Just very quickly about the chat. Stephen Thornton says Happy New Year. Let's hope Sunderland have as good a year as we did last year as well. Don't forget, give us a like if you can hit the thumbs up. That will help us. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. It's free to do that as well. I would have taken a draw all day. We said it in the Wheat Chief beforehand. We had the Man City fans in. There was only one game for getting up, and all the rest were hiding under the seats and stuff like that. But I think everybody would have taken a draw. Was a draw a fair result in the end, or did you feel a little bit robbed, Terry?
No, I thought it was a fair result. I mean, we did have some opportunities. We had 1 or 2 good chances. Probably Trey Young should have scored just before half time. I think Bobby had a one-on-one situation where, again, if he takes it, he probably keeps it low rather than going towards the body. But Man City had a goal disallowed just offside in the first 5 minutes. So that was a bit of a worrying time. And yeah, they had their chance the second half, hit the bar, couple of shots, couple of opportunities, flashed over the top. So I thought, really, to be fair, I thought we were slightly better in the first half, and I thought they were better second half. So I thought overall we really deserved a 0-0 draw. You know, if we went on a nick to win, I'd have been absolutely buzzing.
Yeah. I mean, I was praying for a win, then we could have come back on. And whoever was on last week, it was saying, we've got no chance of beating them. But
somebody called Ian, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think he's on this week for some reason. Yeah, fair enough. Ian Wilkinson says keyword was respect. We showed them none this time. I thought in the first 10 minutes, I thought we showed them too much respect, because the first 10 minutes, it looked like, oh God, you know, these, you know, this could be a long night. But then I think after that, I thought we came in our own. Emma, was a draw a fair result, or was you? Did you feel a bit robbed?
Overall, it was a fair result, but I would have loved for would nick the win, and I think we deserved it just a little bit more than City because of the effort that we put in. So I did feel a little bit robbed, but a draw was massively a fair result.
Right, okay. Ian is saying, oh, yes, I am. Yes, Ian, I know you're there. But Ian, ULB8G isn't for some reason. I don't know, anyway. Right, okay. I don't know, because I always seem to watch a different game to everybody else, right? But I didn't think Man City were as good as what they can be. Now, were they bad because of us? Do you think they were just having an off day? Or do you not think they were having an off day at all, Emma?
No, I don't think they were having an off day. I think we just played. We went out, we fought. We showed that we deserve to be where we are on the table.
Right, okay.
I might have my rose-tinted specs on, but, you know, that's my opinion. That's my thoughts. We played that game, so I don't think they were that bad.
Terry, do you think Man City had an off night, or I don't think they looked as good as you know you see Man City play. But like I said, was that because of us? Do you think they're off, or do you not think they were having an off night?
I think 100% it's to do with us. I think you have to give the credit to our defenders, to Nordi and Alderete for keeping Haaland very quiet. One shot he had the whole game. You never see him touch the ball that much. And you have to give credit where credit's due. Xhaka pulling the strings, the defence, and just the whole team raising their game for that. I think it wasn't until, I forget his name now, their left winger came on in the second half. They actually started up the game and was a bit of a threat. What's he called again, their left winger?
Then that's their number 11 who came on.
With the ponytail, he's classy. He normally starts.
He was scary. I kept saying. I mean, he everything he did seemed to come off. He was like, he was tricky. And I don't know what his name is. I did ask the guy next to us, but my memories, I can't even remember what I had for my tea.
Begins with D. I'm sure it's D. I can't think of his name now. It's just
somebody will tell us in
Duku, because I had a chat with one of the lads for work about it.
Wookie. Somebody will say Duku.
That's it, Duku. Doku. He's a good player. Doku, he's class. I was surprised he didn't start, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, I just thought we were just too much for them. I thought we were in the face, give everything 100%, and we're just like, that's us at home, isn't it? We play that. That's how good we play, unbeaten. And you know, is it 10 league games at home? We unbeaten, 1-5, drawn 5. Arsenal said it was the hardest game they've had so far away from home, and obviously Man City, we kept them at bay. So all credit to our side, our players, and the head coach.
Right. Everybody's saying Doku or Doku. Tony Lee says Boku, Soku, whatever. Ian Wilkinson saying it's him. He's actually the. So I don't know why he haven't come on in you one you was on last week. Anyway, Dan Wilkes says You could tell the City game took it out of the players versus Spurs first half. We will get on to the Spurs game. SJ says about Bobby's finish. Like I said, we are going to come on to that. Ian Wilkinson does say we didn't let them play, which is why they weren't, they weren't really at the races. Really said Sudoku. Partly. What about the referee? Now, where I was sat, it just, oh God, it was frustrating. I mean, I'd said, when I came home, I also watched on the box and I said, that referee gave us absolutely nothing. And she said, he didn't give any team anything. So, but I don't know. I mean, was it my rose-tinted specs again? Terry, the referee, did he have a shocker?
I didn't think he had a great game, as in I thought he was a little bit biased towards Manchester City, a top three sort of referee, given the stars, all the little niggles, this, that, and the other, and we didn't get much in exchange. So yeah, I kind of agree with you there. I don't think it made much difference on actually the impact of the game, but it doesn't help when you don't get many decisions go your way, and the other team just has to get like a broken toenail and they go down on the floor and they get a free kick. So yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, your lass is a Newcastle fan. She's not going to say anything different, is she?
Yeah. Oh God, honestly, she was buzzing. I was in one room watching our game this afternoon. She was in another room watching them, and for I think for 9 minutes, didn't they go above us in the league or something? So, well, enjoy your 9 minutes this season. That's all I'll say. Ian Wilkinson, ref was appalling. Emma, your thoughts on the referee?
I have never seen a referee so biased, especially against top six. It was just, we got no, he gave them everything. It was just, it was appalling. It really was. Just all I'm saying is thank God for VAR for that offside goal.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've seen it since and that. It's one of them things. If it went against you, you'd be probably quite livid, wouldn't you? But that's the way it is, Terry.
Yeah, you've got to give credit to the linesman, though. He put his flag up first, didn't he? So I'm sure he put his... Am I right? Did he put his flag up? I just thought he did.
He did.
Yeah.
I thought he did as well.
So the referee couldn't really give a goal if there was no VAR, so he had no choice. It would have been offside. So I'm pleased he was just offside.
Yeah, it's I mean, it was down the other end for me, so I didn't really. I still don't fully understand the rules with VAR as well. You know, because if the ref doesn't see something or something, I don't know. There's certain times you can go to VAR and certain times you can't in that. But maybe I should do a bit of homework on it, really, since we've got a channel to run. Emma,
just speaking of VAR, I don't know if I'm the only one that's noticed, but where's the TV for the referee in our ground? Because the box is there, but I can't see the telly from where I sit.
What it does is it's got to be the opposite side to the dugout, so they're not influenced by it. But it comes up like by magic.
So is it from behind the scoreboard?
Yeah, I think so. Behind the advertising.
You can see the box, but you can't see the actual thing.
Yeah, but it comes up because it's but that's where it is. When they have had to go to the TV, which hasn't been often, that's where it is. I've not watched it appear, but it's there somewhere. I imagine it comes down to make sure it doesn't obscure the view of the supporters over there. Stephen Usher, hello. Steve says refs aren't given a chance sometimes with the amount of diving and pretending to be injured. Really boils his piss. Yeah, there's a lot of it goes on now. And the worst one is the head injury one, because now, because you have to stop the game. If a player goes down, they'll hold the head. If you hold your head, you've got to stop the game. And that's how it is. But it is frustrating. Right, before we move off Man City then, man of the match, who was your man of the match then from Man City, Emma?
I've got two, but one was also my man of the match of the day, so I'm going to give it to the other one. I'm going to give it to Alderete for Man City. He was just immense.
Alderete
He
doesn't play
constantly
for
got
Man
himself away.
City.
Sorry?
He doesn't play for Man City. You
No,
still
I
give
said
Alderete
it-
for Man City.
I said against City. Alderete against City.
I know.
Because he got himself in the way of shots and everything. He was just fabulous.
All right,
So
I'm sorry.
Alderete for City.
I'm sorry. Different ones coming in here. SJ says Nodi. Johnny Cool says Alderete. And Ian says any of them agree with Emma. Ian just wants to come round your house, doesn't he? And do the cleaning. Terry, man of the match for Man City.
Yeah, both centre backs were fantastic. The whole team, to be honest, was great. But I give mine to Nordy. I thought he's just shown some absolute, just his skill level is amazing. His defensive ability seems to be in the right place at the right time. I like his animation on the pitch as well. His passion. I think he's brilliant. But yeah, I thought he's man of the match against Manchester City.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a few good calls on there. The whole team just battled, and it's great to see. Right, okay, then let's move on to today. Obviously, Tottenham away. I mean, there's been all these hard games. I will come to that shortly. Tottenham won, Sunderland won. Were you happy with the team lineup when you saw it, Terry?
Yes, nothing else we can do. And that's what I was worried about leading up to these next two games, is that we can't rotate our squad where other teams can. And we're going to do a bit of travelling as well. So the players, players like Dennis Cirkin, who's been out for a long time, to come back and have 3 games really close together, that could provoke a little bit of an injury. So, it's to put so much effort in against Manchester City. The tempo was so high. The percentage was really well. The fighting, the passion, the drive, the high, just the amount of energy they must have used up in the Manchester City game. I was worried that it was going to fall a bit flat today. So when actually it did go flat at the beginning, that's what I was kind of predicting myself. I was hoping they would get better.
Right, okay. The lineup when you saw it there, Emma, you okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, couldn't expect much different, to be honest with you, given that we've got 6 players out. What else could you expect? The only thing that's got me at the minute, and it's kind of coming at a good time because we are hitting, obviously the transfer window is now open, is how poor our bench has been the last 2 games, to be honest with you. But as Terry said, we've got nobody that we can rotate. So is it a case of, are they going to look and say, right, well, we need to bring in a few more, so we've got a bit more rotation?
Right, okay. Just very quickly, back to the chat here. Steve says he didn't stop the game for the Spurs player who played the advantage for them with a head injury. Well, I just thought the rules were that if it's a head injury, it stops and it has to be looked at. But again, what do I know? Yeah, I think, we've all said about our players being away for the AFCON and how there'll be a miss. And I think we've done really well. But you're spot on, Emma, when you say you look at our bench, and when you've looked at the bench over the last 2 games, you think, yes, we're probably all right. We can get through. But if it needs to be changed around, anything like that, it's the bench is a bit of a problem.
On the flip side, though, Phil, when you get those 6 players come back, and the players who are going to come back into the team, we're going to have a strong bench, aren't we? Let's face it, because when those players come back, the players are getting game time now. They're all the better for us. And we haven't really, so far, touch wood, we haven't lost any games since they've been away. So I think the players that have come in have done superbly well.
Yeah, absolutely. Edward Young says during AFCON, we seem to be draw specialists. SJ says, what happens in the World Cup when 90% of our team are playing for their countries? They'll be showcasing their talents for the top 6 to swoop over. Who knows? We looked lucky first half. Hold on. It suddenly came back in the second half. What's that reply to? I don't know. First half, then we weren't really at the races. I mean, it was quite worrying, really. Your thoughts on the first half? Reason? I mean, were we leggy after Man City, Emma?
It was a very, very poor first half, to be fair. And I know we're going to touch on the second half, but thank God we can be a team of two different halves. But I think potentially the way we played against Cities took it out of the players because we were put up a fight with City. So I think that's affected them with having Spurs so close to that game. So I think we were laggy. We were tired effectively. I know you don't agree with the whole thing of the lads being tired, etc., etc. I get all that, and I'm totally with you on it. But I think that kind of showed a little bit in the first half.
There's no doubting we were terrible first half. I just thought that it didn't look good at all, and this thing of being, they gave everything for the Man City game, so they're worn out. I just find it hard for young fit players, young lads to beat.
Yeah, well, you also got the negative side of things, Phil. You've got to think of other reasons. Let's face it, Spurs, they were playing in London against Brentford last game. Now, they haven't got to travel anywhere. They could rotate one or two of their players, so they changed two players. They've got a couple of, they've got a stronger bench than us, so they're at home as well, so they're going to be on the front foot. So there's lots of reasons why they upped their game and were better in the first half. They forced us back. They forced us into making mistakes. Yes, we made a lot of mistakes ourselves as well, passing around at the back. And it might have been a bit of a game plan, Regis Lebris might have said, let's not go full pelt the first half.
Let's make
get the
ourselves
first half
tired
out the way, and then second half we'll really take it to Spurs and try and keep it a 0-0 first half.
Aye, well, it's I'm sorry. My granddad did 60 hours down the pit every week. Now, if he came home and said he was tired, I would appreciate that. But
nobody's saying the players were tired. The players were just out of sorts. They were leggy. They were flat. They didn't have the high energy, the high tempo that they had against Manchester City. Tottenham, to their credit, forced us back. They had a really good first half. It could have been 2 or 3. I thought Tottenham did really well first half. And obviously, whatever Regis Lebris put in the half-time cup of tea, just keep bottle that up and just keep using it, because we were absolutely, like I say, a game of two halves. We came out. They might have used a lot of energy in the first half, where we sort of conserved our energy, possibly. And the second half was a different kettle of fish.
Right, okay. Jim Buck says, don't forget we haven't played knee one yet. Malcolm says, couldn't have been tired first half, otherwise they've been tired in the second half. John Swinney, our friend down in New Zealand, says just pacing ourselves and having a rest to boss the second half. Your thoughts on the first half and not being at the races, Terry? Do you think it was just tiredness, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I was thinking, like I say, I mean, it just puts so much energy into the Manchester City game, and you've only got 2 days recovery, a lot of knocks, and to have to travel down to London as well and get prepared, ready for this game. Sometimes you just have one of those off few minutes or whatever it was, and you have to give credit to Spurs. They had a really good attacking formation, and we were caught out of position at times. I think Trey Young was out of position once or twice. Certain was, I think, just because we're up the pitch, and we did give the ball away a lot in the first half. I think I saw 1 or 2 little mistakes from 1 or 2 little defenders, but I think just maybe like I say, just flat. It was just a bit flat. Now, whether that was the game plan just to try and soak up the pressure and just get the first half out the way, let Spurs use up all their energy and then come good second half, I don't know. I'll never know what the game plan was. It just felt like out of sorts and flat. But end of the day, they responded really well in the second half.
Right, okay. Well, Mackham says Terry knows what he's talking about. Brewster Coburn says we created our own problems today. Passing was shocking, which is what you just said there, Terry. Anyway, Jim Buck says, I've told our lass that Spanish trip's looking good. Every time I mention Europe to our lass says something about me getting a new wife or something. So that could be a bit of a bonus. A trip to Europe and a new wife. Flipping heck. I hope she's not watching. They'll be along. All right, so They get a goal first half. Was it sloppy defended, Terry?
Yeah, it was definitely sloppy defending. The ball comes from a corner. Nobody's marking. I forget his name now, Romero on the back post. It comes in, it's shot back into the box, and we got like 4, 5, 6 players in the box. And unfortunately, it falls to Ben, whatever his name is, Ben Davis, and he slots it home. He kind of fault the keeper for whatever it is. It's just a little bit of sloppy defending and a bit of luck on their behalf to fall to obviously Ben Davis in the box.
Yeah, it's I mean, it came to him and it totally wrong-footed Roofs anyway. But we had a lot of defenders in there. Really, somebody should have dealt with that. Was it sloppy defending, Emma?
100%. It was sloppy defending. It was like I don't want to say they didn't see it coming. It was just they weren't marking them properly, in my opinion.
Right, okay. I want to quickly go back to the chat here because hashtag Hanslow says playing such an elite level twice in 2 days will always show it's expected. The travel will take it out of us. I don't get this travel. It's not like we're going like halfway around the world. You know what I mean? It's travel will take it out of us too.
Like I said, Phil, Spurs did rotate two of their players, so they could change their players where we couldn't really.
Yeah, I suppose so. Tony Huntington, the players look mentally fatigued, a bit slow to react. So all right, we came out second half. What changed second half then? Did Reggie give him a rocket at half time, or I mean, could it be that we were playing games with them? Terry?
Well, we scored a lot of goals when we go behind. We're one of the teams that's got most points from being in a losing situation. Yeah, we've got a lot of fighting spirit in the team, a lot of never say die attitude. They all want to play for the shirt and obviously make the fans proud. And they've had a good chat at half time. They've realised obviously they've been a bit flat, they've been off the tempo's been a bit down. They raised the game. Like I said, whether that was because they didn't put so much energy into the first half, they were able to raise the game and they came out. And with that, I can't remember really any clear-cut chances for Spurs where had to make Roofs make any saves. So he wasn't really sort of pulling off loads of saves. Mukiele was fantastic in the defensive side of things. I thought Spurs, wasted 1 or 2 opportunities, but I thought we were just the better side. We wanted it more in the second half. You could see as soon as they came out, and obviously the 1 or 2 little tweaks and changes we had to make or we did make. Obviously, you'll probably talk about Ballard coming on and bringing Mundell on, and I think we did change to a back 5 for a few minutes, and he thought, well, it's not working, so he brought Ballard on, switched Mukiele to right back, took off Adingra, and then after that was just all Sunderland, and we were the better side. And I just thought, it's just a matter of we wanted it more the second half, definitely.
Right, okay. Jim Buck says, I think we forget, other than Xhaka, none of this team had played in the Prem. 3 years ago, we got tanked. Well, he's saying 5-0 off Bolton. It was actually 6-0, mate. It was the SCFC Fan TV day out. We all went down to Bolton, didn't we? And what a day that was turned out to be. Johnny Cool says, are the team staying in London for the Brentford game? I hope so, because we can't have them travelling all the 270 miles back from London. They'll be knackered. What?
Yeah, it's also a waste of, you may as well stay down there and train.
Right, okay. The lads left this morning for London. I saw them taking off at Shotton Airfield. Emma, what changed second half? We came out all guns blazing.
I don't know, if I'm honest. I don't know whether it was Reggie giving them a rocket up the backside or whether I don't know, many people have noticed it, but I've seen like Xhaka was like, I wouldn't say having a go at them, but gearing them up a bit as they come out onto the pitch. That had been a bit of a huddle second half. So I don't really know. I think it was the fact that obviously we know that we could match them. I think it was more they got a confidence boost somehow, thinking, yeah, we can do this, we can come back, we can score, we can potentially win.
Right, okay. Terry, you want in there?
Yeah, I don't see Reggie being the kind of guy who would sort of do the old hairdryer situation. I think he's the kind of guy with the inspirational talks, and obviously he's a clever bloke, and he knows he's analytics, and him and Jack and them together will sort of raise their game. But I think they wanted more. I think as a unit, they want to succeed. I think individual players would be disappointed with the first half performance. I think they'll want to prove, people wrong and prove themselves right, that they can actually raise their game, which we have done on numerous occasions, scoring late on in games. And I think it's more of a pride, and I think it's good to see a team so working for each other, so connected as a unit, so like just wanting to play for the shirt for once. It is really great to see.
Right,
Just
okay.
what you're saying there, Terry. Sorry, Phil.
Go on, Emma.
Just for what Terry's saying there about the team being connected, one thing that really took me by surprise today, and I don't know why it took us by surprise, but Robbie was going forward, and he slowed his pace down, and he just passed as if he knew that Mayenda was going to be there. It was like he didn't even look, if you know what I mean. He knew, so it was like, I think that's like a good connection. That with what Terry's just said, that's just reminded me. It's like how well that they've gelled and how they trust each other as a team.
I think they all know the job as well. They all know their place in the team, and I think it's good to see. That just proves what a good role from the head coach is doing.
Right, okay. Just very quickly, Max Roberts, hi, I'm a Sunderland YouTuber. Watches us. Can he join us? Not now, Max. But what we'll do, I'm going to put our email address on the screen there. So if you make a note of that, and if you send us an email, and what we'll do is we would gladly invite you on if you want to come on one week and have your say. So just make a note of that, Max, and we'll definitely get you on. So send us an email, and then we've got your details, and I'm sure we can sort something out and get you on at some point. Other people on the chat down here, hang on, just let me take this off. Can't multitask, I'm not a woman. There you go. Jim Buck, all this travelling as well. Oh, somebody said, where was it? Rooster Coburn. What's all this travel you're talking about? Are we back in the 1800s travelling by horse and cart? Further down then, I'm getting lost in this. Jim Buck says, I do 600-mile round trip every home game. They get Krill's plane, apparently, an hour flight tops. He has to sit on the M1 for 8 hours. Tired, my Jack's ass. Whatever type of saying that is. Right, okay, Lou, what we need to do before we go any further, we are sponsored by Wolf Competitions this season, who do look after us. And we've got a little advert. We was out and about last week, and we bumped into somebody. I think she was a mag and he was a magnum. Well, this is what happened anyway. It's Wee Philly for Wolf Competitions. We are here now in Washington, and we're here to see Ali. Ali's won £1,000 and the chance to roll the dice for 300 quid. Come on, let's have a chat with Ali. Here he is here. Ali. Are you Ali?
Yes.
Hey, we were guessing if it was a man or a woman. And you look like a man. Oh, no, but you are a woman. So that's fine. Look, Wolf Competitions. How long you been on the site?
About 2 weeks.
Only 2 weeks and you won already. Yeah. First win?
Yes, first win.
How did you win it?
On the Premier Spins. I landed on Sunderland.
Yeah, and you're Sunderland fan?
No, I'm a Newcastle.
Yeah, but you are Sunderland, yes. Oh, that's been, honestly, I'm Sunderland. My wife's Newcastle and all. There's Ellen in our house in Derby, dear. But look, you've won a cheque for £1,000. There you go, that's yours. But the main thing is you've won a roll of the dice, right? Each dot's worth 50 quid, so if you get on the 6, right, then it's £300. All right, so hopefully... give it a roll. Hopefully you're going to land on the 6, even though you support Newcastle. Okay. Right, hang on, you got a crowd watching as well. Whoa! All right, give it a roll. Here we go. Come on, get a 6. Get a 6. Get a 6. Get a 6. It's a 5. That's all right. That's all right. 250 quid and your £1,000 as well. Wolfcompetition.co.uk and a thumbs up like that.
Thank you.
That's Red and White Army.
Red and White Army.
Yes. Mint. Right, can we have a photo for our social media?
Yes.
Right away then. So there you go. Get yourself on the site, wolfcompetitions.co.uk. Win yourself some money. I might be knocking on your door. We go around changing people's lives. There is a link in the description if you need one. Tottenham won, Sunderland won. Should we have won it? Oh, go on, Terry. You won in there.
Yeah, I wanted this whole tiredness malarkey. No one's saying players are tired. The situation is right. You've got teams between, I think it's Manchester United in 5th place on 31 points, all the way down to Crystal Palace, possibly on about 27 points. So you got all them teams within a couple of points of each other. It's all about fine margins at the elite level. So any little bit of advantage you can get could appear in the performance. And it's about fine margins. It's a goal here, a goal there, a little bit more, 5%, a little bit more energy level. That could be the turning point for winning a game of football. And at this high level, that's what it's about. Any advantage you can get at this level, you've got to take it. You've got to grab it because that's what you need. And that just proves how close this Premier League is. We're in 8th place. We're only 1 point off 5th.
Right, okay. Well, while you're on there, Terry, should we have won it? Was a point of fair result in the end?
Oh, I tell you what, I think I'm over the moon with the point. Yeah, to be fair, I'm happy with the 1-1 draw. It's what I predicted before the game started.
You did predict that.
But I'm like watching the second half, and I was hoping we were going to win the game of football, but I'm happy with the point. Look, we'll talk about Robbie's goal soon. We did have other opportunities. Lefay hit the post. We had, I think it was Hume hit one just over the crossbar, and I think I had another opportunity. So we were getting closer. First half, Robbie was isolated. He was too far ahead of the rest of the team, and the team went backing him up. For whatever reason, we adjusted that when Ballard came on. Mukiele likes the right back position more than the centre back position, even though he's bloody good in both. And the Ballard gets high up the pitch, and I thought the whole team, I thought even Lefay had a much better second half. His energy level was up the second half, and his assist for the goal, and I thought there was more of a connection. Where I think Robbie was had more bodies around him, where in the first half he was isolated.
Right, okay. Just very quickly on the chat before I come to you there. Dan Wilkes says Brobby goal was a rocket. We'll get on to Brobby just now. John McKinney says Hume isn't getting the credit he deserves in that match. He was fantastic in the first half and second half. The only good player in that first half. Johnny Kill says only one team going to win it in the end, and that was Son. And Dan Wilkes also saying Mend and Brobby will make a good partnership given time. Emma, fair result. Should we have won it?
I think it was a fair result, given it was a game of two halves. I couldn't think what I wanted to say there. A game of two halves, so I think it was a fair result, to be honest with you. But I'd take a point any day away from Spurs.
Yeah, definitely. What about Brobby then? I must admit he's taken some winning over for me. But I like Wilson. I just do. And there was a couple of times where I thought if Isidore had been on, I thought he'd had a better chance of running onto certain things. But I mean, there's no getting away from. I mean, certainly second half. Is he starting to come through now and sort of be our number one striker? And the way he took his goal, Terry.
Yeah, I think that was his best game so far. Starting, I think he did the whole match, didn't he? I think he was on there at the end as well. So it shows his energy levels, his fitness levels are getting better. He was there in the box as well. I saw him get a couple of headers away. He was up and down the pitch. They say it was once or twice he had a chance. Was going through. He linked up really well with Miyenda. He was getting back, and I think one of their players just rolled on the ground, and he was in their face. And I like his passion as well. And I think Jacques had to basically tell him to shut up at one point because he was going to go on too much with the referee. But yeah, he took his goal really well. It was a good bit of skill, a nice touch, and just a rocket in the corner. The keeper wasn't stopping that. I'm over the moon for him to get his first goal from starting the game of football. He got 2 as a sub. And yeah, we need our strikers to score goals, and that'll give him confidence. And I think that'll be now whether we can last the full 90 minutes against Brentford. Maybe Isidore might come on a bit earlier in that game with the games being really close. But he looks like he's improving, and I like his strength as well, the way he holds up the ball.
Right, okay. Pixel Rich says, hit the nail on the head there, Terry. Well said. Dan Wilkes says, we played a lot of the top sides lately, and we're picking up points. I am going to sort of touch on that just now. Brobby, for you, Emma, is he looking like the real deal?
Yeah, he's looking really outstanding, to be fair. The last few games, I have been surprised that Robbie started over Isidore, to be honest with you. But he's just, as Terry said, he's got that energy, and it's as if he's sort of finding his passion for the club, because that's what we want in our players, is we want them to have passion. And I think Robbie's starting to find that passion and realise what this football team means to us as fans. And so he's wanting to go out to earn his place, to play for the badge, effectively, in my opinion. I mean, the goal, it was just, it was a rocket. It really was. It was outstanding. When he got the ball, I was like, have a pop. And it was just like...
And he had a pop?
Exactly. It was as if he heard us.
Yeah. Right, okay. Good to see Ballard come back on, and like I said, brought Mundle on, and how do you think they did, Terry?
Yeah, I thought Mundle was a bit rusty when he first came on. Took him a little while to find his feet. I think that's obviously he's come back to where he started his career. I think that's Tottenham, the same as Dennis Serkin. I thought Dennis Serkin had a bit of a flat game. I think their games are coming thick and fast, and I think he needs to his body needs more time to recover with being injured for quite a bit. But Mundle came on for Dennis Serkin, and once or twice I thought Mundle was just a bit sort of sloppy with the ball, but eventually he got warmed up when he started coming to his own a little bit. So yeah, he'll take time. He'll get better as the season goes on, Mundle.
Right, okay. Richie Rich says, remember, Brobby wasn't match fit when he arrived, but he's just about there now to full match fitness. He'll score goals, and it's now coming. Emma, Mundle, Ballard?
I mean, again, it's... yes, I was happy to see Ballard come back on, and yeah, the fact that Mundle came on and had a chance. What got me was, again, with Reggie, he's waiting for the subs, what into the 60th minute, basically, again, before any subs were made.
But hang on, sorry, Emma, I don't think bringing a sub on 60 minutes, leaving it late. I mean, I think 60 minutes probably unless there's something going drastically wrong in the first half, and they change it there and then or at half time. But I wouldn't agree 60 minutes. But go on.
Exactly. That's my point. Is after the first half we had, why didn't you make this change at half time?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
So that's why I'm touching on that, if that makes sense, because we had such a bad first half, if you like. But nothing changed at half time. He waited until the 60th minute again, basically. But no, I think Mundle needs a bit more time. He needs a bit more game time. And I think with Everton coming up in the cup, that's the time for Mundle to get some minutes in, to become, I wouldn't say match fit, I'd say confident against Premiership teams.
Right, okay. John McKinney's saying Mundle should go out on loan in the Championship, and then also sort of backing it up with he won't get any game time if we've got Talby, Lefay, Adingra. So I mean, there could be something in that, I suppose. What about a man of the match for today's game at Spurs, Emma?
It's got to be Nordy. Nordy was just like he was against City. He was just outstanding. He was just a brick, basically.
Yeah, right, okay. Terry?
Yeah, going back to the Ballard situation, I forgot to mention about Ballard. I'm over the moon. It's only been 2 games we missed him because I thought with the Achilles injury, it could have been a lot longer than that. So it's great to see him come back on today. And like Emma said, Nordy, I mean, Hertrude, I like his passion as well and his drive, and he seems to be really enthusiastic. And he seems to be coming to his own as well, and he's getting better in the middle of the park. But Nordy, just for me, just typifies what you want from a player. Never say a die, constantly running, just never gives up, 100%. He's always doing his job. Even with injuries, he's got his fingers strapped up and everything. He's up and down the pitch like a yo-yo. He's just superb. I just love his energy. I love the way he's always got a smile on his face, but he's always there, putting in the hard challenges, and he seems to win the majority of them anyway. So, yeah, for me, my man of the match was Nordy.
Right, fair enough. Ian Wilkinson says, Bobby for me, work rate and his goal. Gertrude, I mean, did you see that, what went on, that bit of... with the Tottenham player, I don't know what he done, flicked his ear or did something, just, you know, and now it gets done, but it's you know.
The only way, tell you the reason why now got done, because that Tottenham player was on the yellow card.
Yeah, well, probably. But, I mean, didn't they say that VAR were looking at it as well, though? And you think VAR's great if it's consistent, but I don't know. Right, well, I'll tell you what, look, that's December out of the way, done and dusted. And like you said, the start of the season, we looked at the fixtures and went, oh, God, look at December. Are you happy with how we've done? I mean, we got, 1-1 away to Liverpool. We got beat at City 3-0, but we was being careful because the Mags were next up. Beat the Mags, 0-0 at Brighton, 1-1 with Leeds, 0-0 with City, 1-1 with Spurs. I mean, it's been a tough December. Are you happy, Emma? You are happy with how that's gone?
I'm over the moon with how that's gone. I would have took a point from every single one of them games. If you had asked me start the season, would you take the point? Yep, I'll snap your hand off for the point for every single one of them games.
Well, we did get a point for every one of the games apart from City. Well, we lost in the Mags.
And we got the 3 against the Mags. But you know what I'm saying? I would have took a point for every single game, so I'm over the moon with that result.
Yeah, absolutely. Terry, are you happy with how December's gone, considering, I mean, it looked worrying when we saw the fixture list at the start of the season. It was like, you know, but so are you happy with how
Oh, yes, 100%. I mean, everyone was twisting about their AFCON and like other fans from other teams twisting, now you're going to lose all these points, all these players going off to AFCON. It just proves how good the head coach has been, because every player that's come in has known his job. And to be on 30 points after 20 games, like we've won 7, drawn 9, only lost 4 games in the Premier League first season back, 16 points above West Ham in the bottom 3. For me, at the end of the day, it's been an absolutely fantastic start. First 20 games out the way, brilliant.
Right, okay. Emma Wiseowl is a bit of a fan of yours, but I wear Wiseowl, man, to say she hasn't got a clue. If she didn't have a clue, she wouldn't be on here. So, you know, simple as, so I wear, man.
I'll actually tell you a little fact as well. I've researched this after the City game. It's only us and Arsenal that are yet to lose at home.
Yeah.
And I think that's some achievement for us, to be honest with you.
So, no, it's pretty good. It is pretty good. Right, okay. Because these games come so thick and fast, right? And my next one was, and next up, we got Everton in the Cup. Until it was pointed out to me before we came on air that actually Wednesday we're away to Brentford. So I haven't got any questions for it. What we're doing? Are we keeping the same team? Have we no choice other than to keep the same team? Do you think Ballard's going to come straight back in for a start, Terry?
Yeah, if Ballard recovers, I don't see Dennis Cirkin starting. I think Ballard will go back to centre back with Nordy onto the right and Hume on the left. And I think Brentford are a really dangerous club. They've jumped above us in the league now. They're on level points with better goal difference. They're in 7th place, we were in 8th. So since we've beat them and they had a bit of a wobble, they've come good. They won today. They beat Everton today. away from home. They were leading at 4-1 at some point. I don't know if it finished 4-1 or 4-2.
4-2,
So
4-2
very, Thiago is a good player up the front end for Brentford. I'm not sure if Henderson played today, but it's going to be another tough game. And again, it's another game where I'd take a point now.
Well, I think Brentford have been a bit of a funny one this season. It's like, they've been up and down. And I mean, that was a good win today. But I mean, Ian Wilkinson makes a very valid point. I mean, if the lads travel from Tottenham to Brentford, I mean, are they going to be tired?
It's not so much the tiredness, it's recovery time, isn't it? It's the time of recovering. You've only got Monday and Tuesday to recover. And obviously then plan for the next game, where I don't know if Brentford have a strong squad, whether they can rotate some of their players so that the legs are fresher. Again, it's about small margins, and I think in this high elite level, it's just about getting every advantage you can possibly get. We can't rotate our squad. We can only bring in, like I say, Ballard, who hopefully, touch wood, recovers okay after the day's game. He hasn't got any repercussions of what's happened. And I think Dennis Cirkin will probably go to the bench. And with having Ballard back alongside already and Mukiele on the right, we are actually a lot stronger. So by doing that, we'll improve our team from how we started today.
Right, okay. Pixel Rich says December looks a nightmare. I'm delighted with how we've come through it. Even with the AFCON, shows how far we've come, which absolutely it does. John McKinney says Cirkin will start over Hume against Brentford, left back all day, Terry. So
I don't think he will personally. I think Hume's. I think Cirkin's had too many games back to back. I don't think he'd want to risk him being on the table.
Yeah,
any more sort of operations.
Yeah, Johnny Cool says Hume won't be dropped. Emma, how can you see us sort of lining up against Brentford? And do you think it's there for the taking? Terry's already said he would take a point now. Would you feel a bit robbed on taking a point?
No, I'd snap your hand off for a point right now. I really would, because we're rock solid at home. We really are. But our away form is what really worries me this season with this team. So I would take the point now. But in terms of the team, I would love to see, as Terry said, I agree with what Terry said about dropping Cirkin, bringing Ballard in. But it's how has Ballard not sort of recovered, but how is he feeling after today's game? Would it be too much Ballard starting? Do we need to just start the way that we've started and then bring him on second half again? I'm not 100% sure, if I'm honest with you, but I would love to see Ballard start and Cirkin drop, because I think the Premiership's a bit too much for Cirkin. If I'm honest with you, the back-to-back games, I think Cirkin's more of a one where you should start every other game.
Right, okay. So but you'd be happy with the point you're saying. Now, I think you're both missing the fact that Ian Wilkinson's picked up on it, but Brentford have got to travel from Liverpool, so they'll be knackered going all that way.
It all depends, like I said before, it all depends what bench Brentford have. I don't know how strong their bench is, whether they can rotate some of their players who may have picked up knocks and niggles in the game today against Everton. If they're in the same situation as Sunderland, the way we finished today's game, there's no reason why we can't go for that win. But I'd take a draw at worst case scenario. And if someone says, would you be happy with a point on Wednesday? I'd say, yeah, it would be.
Right, okay. Let's get some score predictions from me then. Terry?
Well, I'm going for a hat-trick of score predictions. I'm going to go for another 1-1.
Right, okay. And Emma?
Although I take the point, I've got to say it's going to be a sloppy 1-0. We're going to pinch it second half.
Right, fantastic. Right, I'm going to go Brentford 1, Sunderland 2. I think is what we're going to go there. All right, then. So we get Brentford out of the way, and it's all happening thick and fast. 8,000 Sunderland fans are going to get the chance to travel to Everton in the FA Cup. Do we go for it, or do we concentrate on getting into Europe? Emma?
Personally, I think you should give the other lads run
Oh,
out.
whoa. I've spent all day today coming up with questions on what I can ask, right? So I've got the question, do we rest the players or do we play the squad? And you're just going to chuck it in just willy-nilly like that, are you? So all I want to know is, do we go for it and try and win the cup, or do we just let it go and concentrate on getting into Europe and going on a European tour so that we can have lots of Mackems in Milan?
Go for both.
Go for both. All right, that's a bit.
I'd love Europe, and I'd love to, because somebody actually said to me the other day, I'm surprised I haven't got my hotel booked for the FA Cup. I said, well, we'll see what happens at Everton, and then I'll book it.
Right, okay. The score predictions coming through here as well. Ian Wilkinson saying 2-1 the lads. Jim Buck 2-1 the lads. Johnny Cool saying 2-1 Brentford down there. So John Swinney saying, let's go for Europe. Come on. Terry, do we go for the cup or do we concentrate on Europe, on a European tour?
Well, I haven't got a problem with giving Patterson a game. I haven't got a problem with Certain starting on the left, Mundle on the left wing.
You know what? I've just said Emma.
Hey, it's Phil, you're easily wound up, lad.
I know. Go on. Right, go on.
Yeah, start Isidore, start Chris Rigg. Could even put Dan Neil on. The Cup, I'm not really particularly bothered about the FA Cup. Give some of the squad a chance to get some game time. Rest one or two players who have a little bit of knocks and niggles. I wouldn't risk Ballard in the FA Cup match, especially since we've got a lot of Premier League games coming up thick and fast again. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to go for Europe rather than the FA Cup.
Right, okay. Johnny Cool's got his feet on the ground. He's saying 40 points first. I mean, I'm going down with Wolf. Thanks to Wolf for sorting me to get out. So I'm looking forward to seeing Everton's new ground. Be great with 8,000 Sunderland fans in there making loads of noise. That'd be good. So I'll ask you, do we rest the players, Emma? Let us give the squad players a chance. Is that what we do on when we play Everton in the Cup?
Yeah, I think we need to give the likes of Neil and Patterson and O'Neill and even Jones a big game time, to be honest with you, because the likes of Neil's out of contract. So at the end of the season, so could it be a case of we give him that big game time so he's a bit more match fit, so then he can maybe go out on loan or he could be sold this window, things like that. I think it's important to give these lads this game time so we can look to maybe move them on, so then we've got a bit more, we can buy in some more strength players.
Right, okay. Jim Buck says, can't wait to see Terry Wincy and Raimondo on the Pinot in Milan. I cannot see Wincy drinking wine. Like, I just cannot see it. I just can't see that at all. Terry, are we resting all the players and giving the squad players a chance then against?
Well, we can't rest them all because we don't have enough players to come in, but we can certainly rest maybe 4 or 5 players and bring in 4 or 5 players. And then if somehow we can get through this game, then we can take the FA Cup serious when we get our full squad back.
Right, okay. Johnny Cool saying rest the players, as Everton will as well. Ian Wilkinson says put him in the shop window. I mean, to be fair, it is January, so it could be a good shout. That's to sell some of the players on. Let's take a prediction then for Everton as well. Sorry, what are you saying?
Oh, 8,000 fans down there. It's bound to be a boring 0-0 draw, isn't it? No, I'll tell you what, I'll go for a wild 3-2 win.
Right, okay, 2-3, that'll do. Emma, what are we saying for the Everton game?
I'm going to say 1-0 to us. And I'm being very generous because I didn't want to get in too much trouble with me gaffer because he's an Everton fan.
Is he really? All right, well, I'll say Everton 1, Sunderland 2 is what I'll go for. Shut up! I mean credit, Terry. This my William Hill account's looking very very good because of these 2 ones what keep cropping up. Look, can you give us a like? We've got 54 likes, and we'd like to try and get 100 if we can on a Sunday. hit the thumbs up. It'll take you a second to do so. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. It's free to subscribe as well. That just about wraps it up. I was going to say fellas then, but team. So it's it's been a good one. Well happy with how December's gone. We got Brentford midweek, then we got Everton in the cup. So that's just about. We'll see where we're at come next week. So Emma, would you just like to say bye to everybody?
Bye, everybody.
Fantastic. I love the way you did that. And Terry?
Yeah, bye everybody. Hope you all have a great 2006.
2006. Whatever world he's living in now. Right, look, listen, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about it. We'd love to have more people on if we can. And if you are a member of our channel, you'll see your name in the credits at the end. Thanks a lot. And we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.